So Leeds United are a club that are in absolute turmoil at the moment. They sit 18th in the Premier League with one game to go, and it is looking massively likely, barring a miracle, Leeds United will be playing Championship football next season. They've dropped 25 points this season from winning positions and are on the third manager of the season in Big Sam Allardyce. They've sacked Jesse Marsh, sacked Javi Gracia. They brought in Big Sam and he's only managed to get 1 point from 3 games. So Leeds, they're dead cert for going down now, aren't they? One of the primary reasons why Leeds are in this predicament is the fact their recruitment last summer was so poor. They brought in players who are just not ready for Premier League football, like Brendan Aronson is not ready for Premier League football. They brought in players like Rocker and Christensen who are just not good enough for Premier League level. They spent nearly £40 million on Jorginho Rutter, and he can't even get in the matchday squad. So we are going to be rebuilding Leeds United in FIFA 23 career mode, taking them from that to that, and the end goal being a Champions League victory for Leeds. So let's jump over to FIFA 23 now and start this Leeds United rebuild. So lads, welcome to the Leeds United FIFA 23 rebuild. Now, if you're not familiar with these rebuilds, first transfer window is always disabled as we are starting the rebuild outside of a transfer window. The first order of business is going to be picking a tactic. Now, looking at Leeds' team in FIFA, it's not actually too bad. The defence is definitely the weak point. So I've decided on the tactic board, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be the 4-2-3-1 CDM version with McKennie and Adams sitting in front of a back four of Christensen, Koch, Vorber and Firpo. Now, in real life, Leeds United's defence is absolutely terrible. They've conceded the most goals in the Premier League this season. That's why we've opted for 2 CDMs to screen the back four. Now that we've got our tactic and starting 11 sorted, we are going to simulate through to January the 1st and see if we've managed to keep Leeds United out of the relegation zone. So we've arrived at January the 1st, boys, and we're sitting 14th in the Premier League, 5 points clear of the drop zone. We've not really had the worst of seasons so far. We've got 4 wins, 10 draws and 7 defeats. Conceded 32 goals though again, which is a bit of an issue. Now, while we've been simulating forward, what I have been doing is setting the scouts to search for centre-backs who are first team quality and between the ages of 16 and 24. We're now going to look through our report and bring in 2 new centre-backs. We've also been very busy in the scouting market looking for youth academy players, and we've found an absolutely incredible player, Pedro Moreira, 15-year-old, 62 rated Brazilian who's got 84 to 94 potential. We've had a £3.1 million offer come in for Luke Ayling. This is going to be the first sale of the Leeds United career mode. He's out of contract anyway, and it's time to start getting rid of that deadwood. We've also got risk of losing 3 players. Luke Ayling will be leaving already in this transfer window. Adam Forshaw and Joel Robles are 2 players who are out of contract. They are free to leave Leeds United. Devised a short list of centre-backs, boys, starting from Nsocki all the way down to Simakan. We're going to let these scout reports come in, identify who we think will be the best choice for Leeds United, and then choose a centre-back to sign from this list. So just to let you know, Sam Greenwood is going to be joining FC Porto on a short-term loan to the end of the season. Just letting you know, lads, VFL Bochum have made a pre-contract approach for Adam Forshaw. He'll be leaving the club at the end of the season. Jorginho Rutter will be getting some vital first-team experience. He is joining Cadiz on a short-term loan, and Darko Giabe will be joining Paris FC on a short-term loan too. We have decided to try and sign Mohamed Simakan from RB Leipzig. We've got 56 million to play with. He's worth 34 million. So I'm going to go in with a £36 million offer for Simakan. And they've walked out. Oh my god, that was my main target as well. So after the embarrassment of Simakan's agent walking out, we're going to go in for Maxence Lacroix from Wolfsburg. £20 million is his market value. Let's go in for £23 million. Hopefully this one don't storm out. And they've accepted it for Lacroix. So lads, after painfully missing out on Mohamed Simakan, we have brought in a different centre-back. It is Kwat from Wolfsburg. You probably have heard of him. He's a 22-year-old, 77 rated centre-back. He's got excellent potential in this year's FIFA, but we have slightly overpaid for him. So the blistering pace for a centre-back with good defending and physicals as well. He goes straight into the first team. And lads, we have just blitzed the rest of our transfer budget on a striker. It is the Chelsea man, Armando Broja. He is joining Leeds United for £30 million. Very high potential, excellent striker, and he'll go straight into our starting 11, taking Rodrigo's spot. So that's our transfer window done, boys. We are at the end of the January transfer window. We sit 14th in the league. Let's sim forward now to the end of the season and hopefully see if we have avoided relegation to the Championship. We've arrived at the end of season 1, lads, and we have finished 12th in the Premier League on 46 points. We've had an excellent end to the season. We ended up finishing 10 points clear of 18th place Fulham and comfortably in mid-table, to be fair. The one glaring problem I'm having though at the minute is that we conceded 64 goals. We did score 63 to be fair, but we conceded 64 goals, which is just not good enough. We have to show up that defence next season. Now, before I get into showing you the cup competitions and stuff, there are some seriously good players in our youth academy, and I need to start off with Pedro Moreira. He is a 16-year-old, 63 rated centre attacking midfielder who's got 91 to 94 potential. He's going to be promoted to the first team as we speak. We've also got goalkeeper Rafael Goncalves, who has got 82 to 88 potential. He's going to be promoted to the senior team. And Rafael Rodriguez as well, 83 to 93 potential. These lads are all going to be going out on loan next season. We're also going to promote Kleber de Oliveira as well, 82 to 94 potential. There was also quite a bit of transfer news to bring you. Quite a few transfer requests got handed in after the window, and I had to get rid of them just to help team morale. Mateo Joseph joined Philadelphia Union on a short-term loan. Chilako Mullen joined Kristersund BK on the 2-year loan. Somerville handed in a transfer request, but I managed to get him to go out on loan to Dortmund for a year, which is probably best for his development anyway. Sonny Perkins went on loan to Pisa. And this was the big one though. Pascal Stroke handed in a transfer request. He wasn't playing. Lacroix has took his place and he has gone to Porto for 15.7 million. Now we're going to have a look at the squad and see who our top performers this season were. And Luis Sinisterra was our best player this season, getting 13 goals and 6 assists in 34 games. He also grew to 81 rated, meaning he is our highest rated player. Patrick Bamford surprisingly had a good season. He got 10 goals, 2 assists in the league. Highly unrealistic that though, lads. Armando Broja was an absolutely excellent signing. He got 8 Premier League goals in 11 games, really helping us stay in the league. Rodrigo had a good season, 9 goals. Aronson got 8 and 5. McKennie got 5 and 4. We're not going to be making him permanent though, lads. Chelsea won the FA Cup, beating Sunderland, Championship Sunderland in the final. We were knocked out embarrassingly in the 3rd round by Cardiff City. Man City beat Man United in the Carabao Cup final 2-1. We were again knocked out very, very embarrassingly. PSG won the Champions League. Tottenham won the Europa League. They actually won a trophy. And Anderlecht won the Conference League. They've accepted a bid as well, lads, for Liam Cooper for 2.9 million. He would be leaving on a free next month anyway. I knew sending Rutter out on loan would be a good idea. Look, he's already grown by 4 overalls. He is 78 overall. Just letting you know, lads, one of our academy prospects, Kleber Miranda, is going on a 2-year loan to Sevske OSK. That's the end of a highly successful first season with Leeds United. Let's now progress on to season 2 and see if we can crack that top half of the Premier League. So season 2 is here, lads. This is the team we are looking at on paper. I think it actually looks quite good. To be fair, Rocker has slipped in easily and took McKennie's place. We're not going to bring him back, McKennie. I do think though a right midfielder might be where it's at for this season, and maybe a left back to improve on Firpo. All of the loan players are back, so we're going to have a sieve through now and see if we want to sell some of them. The boys have accepted bids for Rodrigo and Bamford. 9.7 million for Bamford and 9.6 million for Rodrigo. They are past the primes and will only start declining from now on. And given the fact that Rutter has come back 78 rated, Broja's 77 rated, don't think there's any room for him at the club anymore, lads, considering we only play with 1 striker especially. Lads, we have accepted an £11.4 million offer for Daniel James from RC Lens. He is free to leave the club. Academy graduate Kleber de Oliveira will be joining the San Jose Earthquakes on a 2-year loan. We've accepted a £7.7 million bid from Spezia for Diego Llorente, and we've also accepted a £2.35 million offer for Ian Poveda from FC Nantes. So lads, we have brought in Weston McKennie's replacement. It is Lucas Calvach from the free agents list. The guy's a 77 rated 27-year-old centre defensive midfielder, and he will slot in on the bench, give us more depth in that centre midfield position. Now lads, last season, if you remember, we missed out on Mohamed Simakan. I want him back though. I'm going to go back in for Mohamed Simakan. We've got £102 million, so there's no reason at all we can't make this deal work. We're going to go in for £37.5 million bid. That's Simakan. They want 46. Whew, that's pretty dear. Accepted, lads. We've had a £41.75 million bid accepted for Mohamed Simakan. And there we have it, lads. Personal terms, no issue at all. Mohamed Simakan is joining Leeds United for a club record £41 million fee. I could have got in for 34 million. Wow, I don't understand how we could have done that. Like, lads, we're going to accept an offer for Jack Jenkins for £640,000 from Lechia Gdansk. He is free to leave the club. We're also going to accept an offer from Ghent for Lewis Bate for 3.15 million. Diego Montiero will be joining Giresunspor on a 2-year loan. Lads, I've accepted a £1.5 million bid from Aslancy United for 23-year-old Alfie McAlmont. And we've also accepted a £3.1 million bid from Fulham for Helder Costa. Lads, we have just brought in a player who is going to change the dynamic of the entire team. Manuel Locatelli is coming to Leeds United for £40 million. An 84 rated 25-year-old centre defensive midfielder. The board absolutely made up with this signing. This guy is incredible, lads. 82 physical, 81 defending, 79 dribbling, 83 passing, even 72 shooting. We've managed to get Locatelli so cheap, lads, because he is out of contract in 12 months' time. We've just pounced on it, lads. Got him into the club, and it's not even all of our budget gone. We've sold so many of the Deadwood loan players. Now, lads, we have got £36 million remaining. I looked to the starting 11. I'm actually quite happy with that. I know Christensen's injured. He's only out for a short period of time, but I'm actually really happy with that team, to be honest. And I might even just simulate through now till January and see if we need to spend the money in January. I've accepted an offer from Watford for £2.25 million for Tyler Roberts. He will be leaving the club. Sam Greenwood will be joining Cadiz on a season-long loan. So, boys, we have made the final signing of this summer transfer window, and it is a very, very exciting signing at the right-back position. We have brought in Jed Spence from Tottenham Hotspur for £25 million. We got a very, very good deal for Spence. We paid 25, could have got him for 21.5. He's absolutely rapid and a great defender. Now, boys, that is us done in terms of incomings for this summer transfer window. So now we're going to simulate forward to January the 1st and see if we've improved on last season. If any more deals go through, I will let you know, though. Boys, we have arrived at January the 1st in Season 2, and let's say we're in the league. And we are 5th in the Premier League. We've had such a good start to our second season. With 3 points outside of the Champions League places, 20 points off Man. Look at Manchester City this season. 18 wins, 3 draws, 0 defeats. We're still conceding too many goals for my liking, but we are scoring a lot more goals this season. Now, the team is looking excellent on paper. We've had some good growth on players like Sinistera, Simakan and Adams, all going really well. We've got £12 million in this transfer window. We're probably not going to be bringing anyone in, as we've not got the funds for it. There was some transfer business done outside of the transfer window. I'm just going to catch you up really quick. Jack Jenkins joined Altar for 660 grand. Leo Hegelde, is that how you pronounce it, has joined Feyenoord on a short-term loan. Stuart McKinstry has joined Besiktas for a season-long loan with an option of a future fee at the end. Now, lads, I cannot see any business being done in this window. I will let you know if anything happens, but we're going to be simulating now to the end of the season, and let's see if we manage to clinch a European spot. Just letting you know, boys, Robin Koch will be joining Real Sociedad when the transfer window opens. Lads, we have got 2 genuine superstars in our academy. We've got Blake Norton, who's got 86 to 92 potential, and we've also got Matisse Lambert, who's got 87 to 93 potential. These two will be placed into the first team and sent out on loan. Just letting you know, boys, we've accepted an offer of £18.1 million from Mark Roca from Napoli. So, lads, we have reached the end of season 2, and it is crunch time. Did we manage to get a European spot in the Premier League? No, we didn't. I don't think we finished 6th in the Premier League, 4 points behind our travels Manchester United. We finished only 6 points outside the top 4. We was the league's 3rd highest scorers over 73 goals, but we still shipped 60. So the defence still not looking that good. And lads, in the mid-season, some transfer business did go down. Alpha McCalman went to FC Cincinnati on a free transfer, and Mark Roca handed in a transfer request. He went to Napoli for £18.1 million. We've also had Vorber and Rutter hand in transfer requests, but we want to keep Rutter. So in terms of stats, Luis Sinistera was by far our best player this season. He got 18 goals and 6 assists from the left, and he also grew up to an 84 rated, being our best overall player. Brendan Aronson got 15 and 7. He had an excellent season from the attacking midfield position. Rutter, our one-away striker, has grown to 80 rated and also got 13 and 4. Broja has grown to 80 as well, and he also got 12 and 2. Harrison chipped in with 6 and 5. Locatelli had an amazing first season with Leeds United. He got 14 assists and 4 goals. So this is the team is looking now at the end of season 2, lads. As you can see, a lot of growth in the team. Simakan's now 82 rated, Mesley 81. So going into next season, I think we need to improve the left back and right midfielder positions. Manchester City retained the Carabao Cup crown. They beat Arsenal 3-1, and we were knocked out by reigning champions Manchester City. Chelsea beat Fulham 4-3 on penalties in a London derby in the FA Cup final. We were knocked out 4-0 by arch rivals Manchester United. Bayern Munich beat Manchester City on penalties to win the UEFA Champions League. Milan beat Chelsea 3-1 in the Europa League, and Wolfsburg beat Leicester City 3-2 to claim the Conference League. And before we progress on into the new season, I just want to show you, lads, look at how good our youth academy is. There's some absolutely incredibly high potential players in this academy. Now, one of them being Matthias Lambert, who's got 87 to 93 potential. He is being promoted to the senior team Another player in Louis Butcher has got 83 to 89 potential. He's going into the senior team. Matthew Little, 83 to 93 senior team. Gustav Henry, 80 to 90. He's also going to the senior team. All of them players promoted to the senior team will be placed onto the loan list. Let's progress now into season 3 and try to push into them top 4 positions. So lads, we're into season 3. Let's have a look at our finances. We've got £79 million to improve the squad. We've had a number of loan players return to the club from the respective loans. We're going to sift through them now and see if there's any we want to get rid of. So lads, we start the transfer window off by accepting multiple bids for Maximilian Vorber and multiple bids for Crescencio Somerville. Both players not good enough for where we are at right now, and they'll be leaving the club in this window. Just to remind you lads, Rocker, McCalman and Robin Koch have all left the club. Lads, Rutter is absolutely adamant that he wants to leave the club in this window, so we're just going to try and sell him, lads, and get as much money as we can for him. Remember, we did actually bring in Breuer to be our first choice striker. Now, I'm going to set the tone at 50 million. If they give me $50 million, I'll accept this. So they've accepted it, lads. Roma are going to match us and pay £50 million for Jorginho Rutter, meaning Breuer will now be our first choice striker. Lads, I wasn't expecting this to happen, but Young Boys have met the release clause for Darko Gyabe of 1.6 million, so he will also be leaving the club. So we better start, lads, looking for a replacement for Rutter. Now, if we look at our squad up, we have actually got Joe Geller, who could probably play second fiddle. Lads, we have just pulled off an absolutely unbelievable signing. In the right midfielder position, we have brought in Jeremy Pino from Inter Milan for a club record fee. Pino joins us for $69.5 million. The board are happy with the deal. I'm happy with the deal. The guy's 21 years old and 83 rated, 85 pace, 80 passing, 82 dribbling, 76 shooting. He is an absolutely outstanding addition to our right midfield position. Montpellier have come in for Lucas Calvac for £10.4 million. We're going to accept that offer, lads. Future star Louis Butcher is going to be joining that club on a 2-year loan. So, lads, we've brought in Tony Blanco from the free agents list. He's a left back, 18-year-old. He looks like a really, really good pickup on paper. The guy is 81 rated. We've just got him on a free. Lads, Brighton are coming in for £12.1 million for bid for Cord Jumbo. We've accepted it. He's going to be leaving the club. We've accepted multiple bids, boys, for Sonny Perkins. He will be leaving the club as well in this window. So, boys, Galatasaray have activated Sam Greenwood's release clause. He's going to be leaving the club for £6.5 million. We've also accepted a bid of £13.7 million for current left-back Junior Firpo. Lads, we have made an absolutely sensational signing in the striker position, bringing in Matheus Cunha from Juventus for £64 million. The guy is an absolute beast and only 25-year-old. He's got so much strength and pace, and look at them physical attributes, lads. Unbelievable. He's got 91 dribbling, 83 finishing, 88 long shots. This guy is some player, and some of the stuff he's got: long shot taker, speed dribble, outside at foot shot. To let you know, boys, Rafael Goncalves will be joining UD Almira on a season-long loan. Oh, lads, hang on a sec. Leverkusen have come in for Brendan Aronson. Now, my eyes have lit up a bit here. If we can get a big fee for Brendan Aronson, I'm going to ask for £70 million. Look at our transfer budget already, $116 million. I'm going to ask Leverkusen for $73 million for Aronson. They've met it, lads. No way. Lads, Leverkusen are going to pay $73 million for Brendan Aronson. So, lads, before we start looking for a new centre attacking midfielder, we have brought in a centre-back, and this guy is a seriously special talent. Piero Hincapié from Juventus. He joins the club for $54 million from Juventus. The board only see him as a C-rated deal because of the money we paid, but he's 22-year-old, 82 rated, the same as Simakan. Blistering pace, great defending, actually brilliant dribbling as well for a centre-back, and really good physicals. He will go straight into our starting 11. And Charlie Cresswell will be joining Real Betis on a 1-year loan. So Aronson is gone, lads, and we have got £68 million to bring in a replacement centre attacking midfielder. It is deadline day. We've got to get some swift business done. So, lads, our final piece of transfer business is done for this summer window, and we have brought in centre attacking midfielder Eberiche Eze from Crystal Palace, and he joins the club for £38.5 million. A great deal for such a good player. Now, this will be the team that takes us through to the January transfer window, and if you look, every single player is over 80 rated besides Jed Spence, who I am very, very confident come January will be 80 plus rated. Our bench is full of talent in Breuer, Gellert, Noto, Harrison. I'm really, really happy with how the team is looking at the minute. We've got a lot of depth in the reserves as well, even some really, really good players from our academy. So, lads, now that all our transfer business is done, we're going to take a quick look at our Europa League group. We have got Wolfsburg, Troyes and Shamrock Rovers in our Europa League group. I'm really happy with that group. I think we should have no problems at all progressing to the next round of Europa League fixtures. So now what we're going to do is we're going to simulate forward to January the 1st, see how we got on in the Europa League, and hopefully see if we've improved in the Premier League. Lads, we have arrived at January the 1st and we are in 5th place again for the second season running, but this time we're only 2 points behind Arsenal and Manchester City in the Champions League places. So a definite improvement on last season in the league so far. And we've very narrowly got through our Europa League group. It was a very, very tight group, only 4 points separating all four sides. We finished top of the group though, and Wolfsburg come through with us. Now we're in the January transfer window. We do have £26 million available to try and sign some players, but if I'm honest lads, I'm quite happy with how the team looks. As I said before, Spencer's grown to 80 rated. Some transfer business did happen though on the run up to January. I'm going to run you through them very, very quickly. Future star Pedro Mariera joined Crystal Palace on a short-term loan. Willie Ginotto joined Sassuolo on a short-term loan, and Louis Butcher joined Huesca on a short-term loan too. Now we will progress through the January transfer window. If any good players become available, we will definitely jump at the chance to sign them. Our youth academy again lads is filling up with excellence. So look at this guy, Jamie Parsons, got between 85 and 91 potential. Harrison Wilkinson with 83 to 89. Just every single player is looking so good. And this guy down here, Tyler Bourne, 61 rated at 15-year-old, is between 79 and 94 potential. Same with this guy, Ryan Hogg, 75 to 94. There's some absolutely incredible talent in our reserves. Lads, Matteo Joseph and Matthias Lambert have both left the club on short-term loan deals. Anyway project, Matthew Little is also leaving the club on a short-term loan. So we scoured the January market lads and couldn't find any players to bring in. We're now going to sim forward to the end of the season and see if we won the Europa League and how we did in the Premier League. So boys, we have arrived at the end of season 3. Let's see if we managed to get a Champions League spot. Finished 5th in the Premier League, which is actually an improvement on last season. And we only conceded 49 goals this season, which is a massive, massive improvement on previous seasons. We're guaranteed Europa League football. We were only 5 points outside the top 4. So I'm really, really happy with how we've done this season in the Premier League. Lads, I cannot say the same though for our Europa League campaign. We were knocked out in the round of 16 by Porto 3-2 on aggregate. Liverpool won the Carabao Cup, beating Wolves in the final. Man United beat Everton in the FA Cup final. Barcelona beat Real Madrid in the Champions League final in an El Clasico. That is incredible. Atletico Madrid went on to win the Europa League. They beat Chelsea in the final 2-0. And Nice beat Fiorentina 3-2 in the Conference League final. So before we progress on into season 4, let's just check how our players did this season. And Kuna turned out to be an incredible signing, lads. He grew to 85 rated. He got 23 goals and 17 assists in 46 games. That is an absolutely outstanding return. Yeremy Pino grew to 86 rated. What a signing. 17 goals, 6 assists. Sinisterra's also 86 rated now. He got 15 and 5. Eze looked to be an incredible signing. He got 13 and 7 before he got a 4-month injury that ended his season. He's dropped down to an 80 rated, so maybe it's time to start looking at replacing him next season. So this is how the squad is looking, boys, at the end of the season. As you can see, some solid growth from the players like Blanco, Hincapié, Simakan, Spence. Really, really good, strong starting 11 now, lads. We just need to add some world-class players to that next season. And lads, I completely forgot to mention, we're going to let Christopher Klassen's contract expire. Lads, we've agreed to deal with Archie Gray. He's going to be leaving the club and he is going to a Cypriot club. So lads, we've arrived at season 4, and if we look at our starting 11, the one position that I think is a glaring in the other position that we need to improve is the centre attacking midfielder position. Now, our transfer budget this year is a massive £156 million, and I am actually prepared to spend the bulk of that on an attacking midfielder. Boys, we have started off season 4 with an absolutely outrageous signing in the centre attacking midfield position. Martin Odegaard is signing for Leeds, so £100 million from Arsenal. This is a genuine madness of a signing. 89 rated and 26-year-old. Let's see what the board think. They think, but I could have got him for 86. That's a lot of money wasted. Just look at the guy's stats. Like 80 pace, 83 shooting, 89 passing, 88 dribbling. This guy is the star man, the new star man of the club. Instantly, lads, just look at how much better our team looks now. Look at our attack. Kuna 85 rated, Pino 86, Sinisterra 86, Odegaard 89. The team is just looking absolutely incredible. Now, in all honesty, that's probably all of our budget gone. We've got a lot of players come back from loans, as you can see. We're going to look to sell quite a few of them, and then we're going to try and bring in another midfielder to give Tyler Adams some position. So Hertha Berlin have come in and made a £15.2 million bid for Joe Gala. We are going to accept this, lads, and he's going to be leaving the club. Lads, academy goalkeeper Jamie Parsons will be joining a Turkish side on season-long loan, and Kleber Miranda will be joining Spezia on a 1-year loan too. Matteo Joseph will also be joining Hoffenheim on a season-long loan. Lads, academy graduate Louis Butcher will be joining Osasuna on a season-long loan. Lads, Inter Milan have come in with a huge offer for Matthias Cunha. My assistant manager seems to think we can get upwards of $120 million for him. They'll offer 93. I want more than 93. I'll go 105 million if they want him. 97.5. That is still not enough money. It's going to have to be 102 million. That is what I'll accept. Final offer. And they've matched it, lads. We're going to get 102 million for Matheus Cunha. So we're going to have to start looking now for a new first choice striker. I've also had a £19.5 million bid coming from Rasmus Christian, which I've accepted. I've accepted offers for Bruno Ferreira and Rafael Rodriguez, lads. They will be going out on loan this season. Lads, we have used the Cunha money to great effect. We have brought in Randall Kolo Muani from Juventus for a club record £116 million. The board sees a good deal. We could have saved some money and got him for 100 million, but trust me, they were not budging in negotiations. 94 pace, 83 shooting, 73 passing, 88 dribbling, 70 physical. This guy is just an absolute monster. Now, look at the starting 11, lads. All I feel like we need now is a centre midfielder, and I think that'll be a very, very successful transfer window. We have still got £46 million to spend. We've got a lot of players listed up for transfer, so we'll progress on forward to the transfer window, see if any players go out. We've accepted an offer for this guy, Chilako Mullen, 1.3 million. Out the door, son. And lads, just look at some of the players we have in our youth academy. It's a bit of a joke, to be honest. Elliot Graham, 64 rated, 17-year-old, 89 to 94 potential. What a player. Straight to the senior team. We're also going to be promoting Tyler Bourne to the senior team when he becomes of age. He's 15-year-old, 63 rated, 87 to 93 potential. We accepted a bid for Diego Monteiro, lads, who will be leaving the club to a Turkish side. Little will be joining Watford on a season-long loan. Youth academy player Daniel Haynes will be joining that club, whoever that is, for 1.4 million. And Leeds legend Jack Harrison, we've had a bid come in of 15.8 million from Rennes for him. We're going to accept it. He's been a great player for us, but he has definitely plateaued and it's time to move him on. Lads, we've got our final piece of transfer business done for this summer transfer window. We've brought in Samuele Ricci from Torino. We've activated his release clause of £57 million. Mistakenly though, we've massively overpaid for the lad. He's a player we brought in with an eye to the future, as Tyler Adams is now in his prime. Hopefully this time next season Ricky will take Adams' place in the first team. But lads, that is our business done in the transfer window. We've completely obliterated all of our transfer budget. What we're going to do, simulate forward till the Europa League group comes out. I'll bring you back, show you the Europa League group, and then we will sim through to January and see where we are in the league, hopefully challenging for the title with the squad we have now. Lads, we've had a £38 million bid come in for Abiriche Eze, and do you know what? I'm going to accept it. Moriera, our academy player, going to 75 rated at 19. I'm actually going to accept this bid for Eze and let Moriera take the place as backup centre attacking midfielder. And what I'm going to do with the funds from the Eze deal is I'm going to wait till January, see if we're underperforming in competitions, and then use that money to bring in some players in January. Just letting you know, lads, Charlie Cresswell has joined Play on a season-long loan. And from the looks of things, lads, our Europa League group is in. We've had a great start to the Premier League, winning both of our opening games. Let's check the Europa League group. We have got Monaco, Copenhagen and Hajj split. That is a very, very difficult Europa League group, much harder than last season, but hopefully we should have enough to just progress through it. So lads, now that everything is done, we are going to simulate through to January the 1st and see if we are one. I want to be challenging for the Premier League title, so hopefully near the top of the league, and hopefully we've smashed our Europa League group. Lads, we've arrived at January the 1st and we are 4th in the Premier League, 1 point clear of Arsenal and Spurs, 2 points behind second place City, but look at Liverpool, the runaway leaders of the Premier League on 53 points, no catching them this season. There is a definite chance that we could get Champions League football if we keep this momentum going. Oh, I've absolutely breezed it. Excellent Europa League campaign. 1-4, drawn 1, lost 1. Easily qualified. Monaco go through as well as expected. Now, the squad's looking strong on paper, lads, and if I'm being completely honest, I don't really think I can massively improve it with 37 million, so I think it's going to be dependent on outgoings if we bring anyone in. No one's had any transfer requests or anything like that, so can't really see anyone leaving. A couple of loans took place, lads, outside of the transfer window. Elliot Graham joined FC Vizsla, Alves joined Burnley, and the other Alves joined Fenerbahce. All of them are 2-year loans. Just letting you know, lads, Blake Norton has joined that club. I don't have a clue who they are, for 360k. That's not the end of the January transfer window, lads. We're now going to simulate forward to the end of the season, see if we won the Europa League, and 2, hopefully qualify for the Champions League. Suppose we have arrived at the end of season 3. Now let's see how we got on in the Premier League and Europa League. Hopefully we have got top 4 football. And we have, lads, oh my god, what a season. Lads, we finished 2nd in the Premier League, 3 points behind title winning Liverpool, and we finished a whole 9 points clear of 5th, so we are playing Champions League football next season. Manchester City won the Carabao Cup again. And we got our first piece of silverware, boys, winning the Emirates FA Cup. We beat our arch rivals Manchester United 5-1 at Wembley. Wow. And Napoli won the Champions League. They beat Bayern Munich 3-1 in the final. And we won the Europa League, boys. We beat Real Sociedad 2-1 to win our first European tournament. And Inter Milan won the UEFA Conference League. They beat Sevilla on penalties. Just letting you know, lads, Sonny Perkins will be joining Millwall for 1.4 million. I've just realised, lads, I've completely forgot to show you player stats for this season. What an idiot. Oh dear. So going into season 5, lads, looking at the squad, it is absolutely incredible on paper. We've got 90 rated Odegaard, Yeremy Pino, 89 rated at 23-year-old. How good is this guy going to be for us going forward? We've got Sinisterra, Moane, Locatelli, all 87 rated, 88 rated as well. We've got $207 million this year. We are going to spend every single penny because we're in the Champions League this year, and honestly, I think we're a few signings away from winning it. I really do. Lads, we have made the first signing of this new season, and trust me, lads, this is an absolutely unbelievable signing. We brought in Jeremy Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen for £99 million. The board are delighted they give us an A-rated deal. Frimpong is an 88 rated right back, and he's going straight into our first team. Just look at that, lads. The back line is looking incredible now. 88 rated Frimpong, 86 Simakan, 86 Mkape, and 86 Blanco. Looking at the squad now, I just want to get a better player in than Tyler Adams and set defensive midfield, and I think then we could actually be sorted, you know. Lads, we've had an offer coming for Leo Held. However, I don't know how you pronounce that last name, lads, for $9.8 million from Celtic. We've accepted it. We've also had a £50.9 million bid come in for Samuel Ricky. We're going to try and negotiate and get close to $60 million for him, because it would come in last summer and didn't really set the ground running, lads. It's just $62 million, see if they'll pay that. They've accepted it, lads, so Ricky will be leaving to Roma for $62 million, and we can use that now to sign a real world-class centre midfielder. So Atletico Madrid have made a $180 million bid for Kolo Muani. Now, my agent thinks I can get $200 million plus for him. I'm going to ask for $230 million for Kolo Muani. They'll pay $180. Oh my god! Atletico Madrid are going to pay $200 million for Kolo Muani. Right, lads. We have got a monstrous transfer fee coming in for Kolo Muani. We can bring in some serious players now. And lads, we have wasted absolutely no time in splashing the cash. We have brought in Sandro Tonali from AC Milan for a cut price deal of £88 million. Now, Tonali is an 88 rated 26-year-old centre defensive midfielder, a massive upgrade on Tyler Adams. Look at his stats, so well rounded, lads. Every single stat above 75, only one stat below 80. Get him in the first team. With the looming departure of Kolo Muani, we are gonna have close to $200 million to spend on a replacement striker. So we are now scouting world-class strikers to replace him. And while we take a little break from looking for a striker, lads, Rafael Pereira will be joining FC Augsburg on a season-long loan. Lads, you are not going to believe this. You are not actually going to believe this. We have had a $250 million bid accepted for Erling Haaland, but we can't afford to get the deal over the line because we cannot afford his wages. Oh, we've missed out on Haaland. I'd literally brought Erling Haaland back to Leeds United, the club he actually supports, the club his dad represented, and we didn't have enough wage budget to get him in. I am absolutely devastated about that. Back to the drawing board in our search for a striker. How good would that have been, bringing Erling Haaland to Leeds? And boys, we were absolutely devastated to miss out on Erling Haaland, so I was thinking to myself, who can we bring in who's world class in the striker position? And then I had a brainwave. Victor Osimhen is joining Leeds United from Napoli. We brought him in for $170 million. Just look at him, lads. He's perfect. 96 pace, 89 shooting, 82 dribbling, 84 physical, 90 rated, 27-year-old, only going to get better. Some signing, and we have smashed Leeds' record transfer deal. Lads, just look. Just look at that team. 90 rated Osimhen, 90 rated Odegaard, 89 rated Pino, 88 rated Tonali. That team could genuinely win the Champions League at the first time of asking this time round. Even the bench is stacked with talent like Breuer, Gnotto, De Oliveira, one of our academy graduates, Spence and Adams. The team looks incredible, lads. We've still got $85 million left. So what we're going to be doing is looking for an improvement on Elan Meslier. And lads, we have found our goalkeeper signing, and it is an absolutely brilliant one. We could have slightly overpaid for him. We've included Elan Meslier in the deal. We have brought in Cabell from Borussia Dortmund. The board think it's a B-rated deal. I'm happy with that, lads. Cabell comes in, one of the best goalkeepers on the planet. 89 rated, 94 kicking, 90 reflexes, 86 diving, 85 handling. The guy is an absolute monster. And now, I think that is going to be all of our transfer business done. Now, as you can see, fellas, we have absolutely obliterated our transfer budget. We only have $16 million remaining. We have got some youth academy players on the loan list. We're going to simulate now to the end of the summer transfer window. I'll let you know anyone else who leaves, and we'll be simming forward to January and checking out our Champions League group. Just bringing you back very, very quick, lads, because we've had two devastating defeats at the start of the season. We lost on penalties in the Community Shield to Liverpool 5-4, and we lost in the UEFA Super Cup final, losing 1-0 to Napoli. Stuart McKinstry will also be leaving the club, lads. Have accepted multiple bids for him. Lads, our Champions League group is in, and we have got Real Sociedad, Rangers and Feyenoord. It's a very favourable group. I think we should be getting through this. Leeds versus Rangers in the Champions League. That is a great fixture. Now, the transfer window is done, lads. We've had a great start to our Premier League season. We're going to simulate through to the 1st of January and see if we got through our Champions League group, and also see where we are in the league table. Lads, we have arrived at January the 1st, and it is crunch time. Did we qualify from our Champions League group? And let's see where we're in the Premier League. We're going to have a look now as we speak. Top of the Premier League, lads. We're absolutely dominating the Premier League, actually, lads. We are 6 points clear of second place Manchester City. And now the moment of truth. Did we get through the Champions League group? Yeah, we did, lads. Narrowly, though. That is a very, very close group. Us and Feyenoord go through on 10 points. Sociedad just miss out in third on 9. And Rangers finish on 5. That is a very, very close Champions League group. And look at our round of 16 fixture, boys. We have been drawn against FC Barcelona. Some youth players went out on loan, lads. Tyler Bourne went out. Jacob Schmidt went out. And Ryan Hogg all left on loan for a season. We've got £29 million. I don't really think there's... Looking at the overalls of our players, lads, we're not going to be able to improve anyone there. With that kind of money. So we're probably just going to simulate through now to the end of the season and see if we got to the Champions League final and see if we managed to win the Premier League. We've got a few players being promoted to the senior team from the Youth Academy boys. Joseph Ryan has got 82 to 94 potential, already 65 rated. He's into the first team. And also we have got Isaac Peters, great potential, 59 rated. He's going into the first team as well. So we arrive at the end of season 5, lads, and you might be thinking, my mic isn't moving on the screen. That's because my mic decided to stop working. My beautiful mic just decided, right, I'm going to stop working for this next 10 minutes of footage. As you can see, we won the Premier League. 26 wins, 6 draws, 6 losses, 73 scored, 37 conceded. An absolutely outstanding season for Leeds United. Our first English title for 40 plus years, since the 80s. And as you can see, we got to a Champions League final with Paris Saint-Germain. Our route to the final was a 5-1 thrashing of FC Barcelona in the round of 16. We then beat Liverpool 6-2 over 2 legs in the quarterfinals. Then we had a mouthwater in by Leverkusen, beating them 5-4 in aggregate and winning 4-3 in the return leg to set up a final with PSG at Old Trafford. Leeds United's arch rivals, Manchester United, were playing for a European title at their ground, Old Trafford. Now, Osimhen had an incredible season, getting 37 goals and 12 assists from 55 games. Jeremy Pino as well, going to 91 rated, 18 goals, 4 assists. Sinisterra 16 and 10, Odegaard 11 and 17. They were the standout performers for us in this season. And once again, lads, just apologies that the mic for some reason decided I don't want to work for these last 10 minutes. Just literally 10 minutes out of 7 hours of footage, it decided, nah, I'm not going to work, so I'll hand it back over to myself. So boys, here we go, lads. Champions League final. Leeds United versus PSG. The PSG have got players like Pedri, Gavi, Enzo Fernandez in their midfield. They've got Mbappe still and Jimenez up front. Got a free kick nice and early on. Probably going to go for a pass though instead of a Simakan. Oh, good effort. PSG made quite a fast start. You know, they've not had any actual chances, but they've been really getting after us. Back for a ball. Sinisterra. Come on. Shot. Saved. Oh, straight at Donnarumma, who's probably the highest rated goalkeeper in the game. We need to try and get Osimhen in behind in this game. He's going to be the danger man, isn't he? Oh, shit. And that's PSG's first shot. Well over the bar, though. Oh, Mbappe could be in. Oh, he's missed. Oh, big chance. The game's first real chance is for Mbappe. Osimhen. Oh, what a save. Got the best player in the game on the team. Oh, Molina's in. Oh, big save. Cabell. What was that? Oh, it's 1-0 PSG. Oh, dear. Oh, it's gone so bad, lads. It's 1-0 to PSG at half-time. Things just not going our way. Oh, my God. Here we go. Come on. I need the due goal. Get in. Come on. 1-0. This has been difficult. This Odegaard equalises for us. Wow. This has been solid. That's to resort to a sweaty goal, lads. Locatelli. Come on. Finally, we've turned it round, lads. Wow, this has been the hardest game of FIFA I've ever had. Locatelli, who's been here since season 2, gets us the goal, boys. Come on. Oh, no. Ah. Could that be the last chance? Could that be the last chance? Oh, we've done it, boys. Oh, my God. That was so fucking... I'm actually sweating. I'm actually sweating. Leeds win the Champions League at Old Trafford. Come on. That is a fairy tale ending. Odegaard and Locatelli's goals overturn a Pedri opener. And that was a seriously difficult game, that. There it is, boys, and all its glory, the Champions League trophy. We've earned that. That was a tough game. What a glorious, glorious sight that is. Another rebuild successfully done. Leeds taken from Premier League relegation fodder to Champions League and Premier League winners. So it is in all its glory, lads. We've won the Champions League, and that will be the end of the Leeds United rebuild. That's how the team is looking at the end, lads. We ended up with 3 90 rated plus players. A lot of good players who would have grown beyond a 90 rated there, lads, like Tonali, Frimpong, Hincapié and Blanco, Sinistera probably as well. So that brings to an end another very, very successful rebuild. If there's any clubs you want to see me rebuild, let me know in the comment section down below and I will get on it straight away. If you enjoy this type of content, boys, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That's really helps me out, and I'll see you next one. Cheers.